Hi everyone, this is John with Sir Winston Honeybees, and today is Sunday, May the 8th, 2022. So that means it's the second Sunday in May, and that means it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day to my mom. Happy Mother's Day to my wife, the mother of my beautiful children. And happy Mom's Day to all the moms. And today we're going to celebrate all the moms. Even if you don't have like human kids, you're still taking care of animals, you're still kind of a mom. So today we're going to celebrate 3 moms, hopefully 3 queens in these hives. So just to update you, we came out a winner with 2 hives. 2 hives had bees inside of them, but after a check right at the end towards the end of spring, found out that hive number 2 right here had no queen. So last week we went ahead and requeened these 2 hives and moved the queen that was in this hive into the snook right here. So they've been in there, these queens have been in their cages for a week. And I'm going in to check to see, number 1, the queens have been released from their cage. Number 2, that the hives are now Queenright, which means that the queens are laying eggs, which means that we're seeing some larvae in both hives. And number 3, we also have to make sure that we don't have any swarming going on, right? Because swarm season is upon us. We want to make sure that we don't have swarms. As you can see, hive number 1 has a lot of activity. Maybe there's a lot of bees in there. Maybe it's getting crowded. They may be creating, queen cells right now, especially with no queen being in there, or maybe, the queen not being released or not being accepted or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and check that. And we're going to do a quick check of hive of our nuke number 1, to see that the queen that we moved from this hive is in there, all right? We got a lot of work to do. Smoker's going. It's time to open up the hives and see what we have. By the way, Sir Winston Honeybees is brought to you in collaboration with Blue Sky Bee Supply in Ravenna. So make sure that you check them out at blueskybeesupply.com. They're in Ravenna, Ohio on North Freedom Street. And also make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give me some likes and some thumbs up so that we can go ahead and keep this going, all right? Okay, so let's go inside and see what we have. A lot of activity outside this hive, so I'm expecting there to be quite a few bees inside the hive. Pretty excited. All right. So what I'm seeing now is a lot of bees, and I'm seeing some comb here, some burr comb. I see some drone comb through here. Queen cage is right here, so let's go ahead and get right to the queen cage to see where we are with that queen. If she's not released from the candy, they didn't make it through the candy plug, then we're just going to go ahead and release her. Alright, so let's see what we see here. For starters, we're seeing a lot of bees, seeing a few drones, and some drone comb. We got a little starting of a queen cell right there. We're just going to go ahead and knock that down. And we're looking to see if there's any new eggs, which I think I see some. I do see eggs. So that means that our queen has been released. I see eggs in these cells right throughout here. So we're going to keep an eye out for that queen. She has a yellow dot on her and shouldn't be too hard to spot. While I'm here, we might as well just go ahead and lift this out, see what's going on. All right, here's our queen cage. And that candy has been eaten through, and there's no queen in there. Queen is out of this cage, so that's a good sign. And since we saw some eggs, we're also seeing that the queen is laying. So let's go ahead and set this back in. Oh, that's a big drone. Holy smokes, look at the size of that drone. Look at that, lots of drone comb on here. Lots of drone comb. Or drone brood is what I mean. Look at the size of that drone. Look at that guy. It's huge. It's a huge drone. So drone season's here, mating season's right around the corner. Virgin queens will be emerging from other hives and going out on their mating flights here pretty soon. My buddy Dan Redenbach, he's starting his grafting this week. So he's going to be grafting new queens. If anybody needs a queen in Northeast Ohio, get a hold of Dan. I'm going to link him right below this video. She is, you see her? And she does have a yellow mark. Just a big population hive. So we got an active queen who's laying, and we saw larvae. Alright, so here's the Govee that we put in, and it's been giving me some cool temperature readings. I can tell you that bees like to keep their temperature at around between 94 and 98 degrees, and it's warm in there, and they've been keeping it that temperature because I've been watching every day, every other day or so. Alright then, let's get into hive number 2 and see what we see. See brood, and I'm seeing some larvae, fresh larvae. So that's something we didn't see before, right? There was no brood in this hive. And there's eggs, so yes. So at least not spotting a queen, but we are Queenright with new larvae and eggs. So the queen's been released. We've got cap brood, which we did not have before. So this hive seems to be doing okay. Fresh larvae, eggs, cap brood, and there's our queen. Even though she's supposed to have a dot, the dot's worn off. So there she is. Hopefully you're seeing her right there. So we're Queenright. Queen's been released. She's laying eggs. We have larvae and cap brood. And they were supposed to have yellow dots on them. I don't know what happened to the yellow dots. They got worn off, I guess. But there's a queen in this hive, and she's laying eggs. So that's good. Fresh larvae. So that gives me hope for the other hive, which I saw new eggs in. So she may not have started laying eggs yet, but we did see some cap brood in the other hive. So obviously she's been released. So really, this hive is doing good. All right, so let's get into this nuke number 1, and find our queen. So again, this side is empty. Could put some frames in there and see if we attract a swarm, but this is where we are, and if we need to add more frames and build this up, we will, especially because I'm seeing a little bit of a population. Boy, this is heavy. All right, still a lot of honey on this side, and there's our queen. See, she's marked and she's easy to find. That's kind of what we want, right? She's on the nectar, on the honey. There's no brood or anything here, but he's on this last frame. All right, we'll be careful putting that back. All right, well, we got into all 3 hives, and we found that we have queens in all 3 of them. Now, hive number 1 took me a while to find her. In fact, it was actually the 3rd pass that I actually found that queen, but she's in there and she's marked. And we found evidence of new eggs, some larvae, although I think maybe, you know, she may have just made it out recently out of her cage. She just started laying eggs, and I don't think there's a lot of larvae in there yet, but I did see a couple. So not that many. Hive number 2, she's been out for a while and she's been laying. I saw larvae and new eggs, cap brood, which is something we didn't see in this hive, which is why we requeened it. So that's pretty good. And nuke number 1, the queen from here, she's in there, she's laying, everything's going well in there. She's marked, she was easy to find. And so, you know, we've got 3 hives, we've got 3 queens, and we're Queenright, we think, for now anyway. So beekeeping season is on, lots of nectar out, lots of pollen out, bees are collecting, populations are growing. We don't have any evidence or anything that tells us that we have to worry about swarming right now. So we're just gonna keep that status quo for, you know, for now right now. We did create an artificial swarm by moving our queen from that hive into this hive. And so that situation's been taken care of for now, but we'll keep monitoring. So that's it for me. Yeah, I feel pretty good. I'll be back next week just to check on the queen's progress, especially in this hive, but I think we're gonna be okay. We need to see some drawn comb in some of these other frames, so we may start moving some stuff around. Might start moving some frames up just to kind of start checkerboarding some of these frames to get them drawn. And eventually at some point, we'll be adding a second brood box onto this hive right here. So we're in pretty good shape. I always find there's one bee that always tries to get me. So, yeah, even at this late date. So, you know, things are getting better as far as the hives are concerned. They're not as aggressive as they have been, but they're not 100% there. So, you know, we'll keep on with them. I want to remind you, of course, that Sir Winston Honeybees is brought to you in collaboration with Blue Sky Bee Supply in Ravenna, Ohio. Check out their website at www.blueskybeesupply.com. And I want to thank everyone who, you know, watches. I want to thank my buddy Brian at Castle Hive. He's been a great mentor to me so far, and I really appreciate it. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, okay? Of course, remember to subscribe. Link is down here. And make sure that you also click the likes and click the notifications so we keep these videos coming to you. And until the next week, I'm John with Sir Winston Honeybees, and happy bees, everybody.